Now, to begin the installation of Wonderware's Recipe Manager Plus application, we first have to verify that the system meets the minimum hardware and software requirements to begin the install. We first check to see if we have the correct operating system and the correct amount of RAM. In this case, I'm running Windows Server 2012 R2 and I have 6 gigs of RAM. Next, I'll check to see if we have the appropriate amount of hard drive space. I have 34 gigs free of just under 60 gigs or 50 gigs total hard drive space. We also want to make sure that Microsoft IIS is installed as a added role and feature within the operating system environment. The next thing we need to check is to make sure that Microsoft SQL Server, the appropriate one, is installed. In this case, it is Microsoft SQL Server 2014 is installed and configured. Now, before we can install the Wonderware Recipe Manager Plus application, we also have to install the application server Bootstrap because we are going to integrate with Wonderware System Platform. And we do that by executing the installation program, selecting product-based selection, and all we need is the application server runtime. Select it and select next, verify that that's what we want installed, and begin the installation process. Once the installation of the Bootstrap is complete, we'll just select finish and restart the computer. Now that we've successfully installed the Orchestra Bootstrap service, now we can begin the process of installing the Recipe Manager Plus application. We've loaded up our DVD and again begin the setup routine. Accept the license agreement, select the components. In this case, because we are integrating with the application server environment, we're going to select all of the components and the Schneider Electric licensing. And we're going to install the prerequisites. Once that's complete, we'll click Next, verify that this is what we want to install, and begin the installation process in full. Once the initial installation routine has completed, we now need to configure Recipe Manager Plus. Start up at the top with the Schneider Electric licensing, and here all you just need to do is click on Configure. Move on down to the Orchestra Security Token. Here we'll put in the username and password, and this is this happens to be the local user that was created and I'm logged on with, and that was used to install the application. Here we see the registrar user, which is again the same, and we're going to create a self-signed certificate and click on Configure. Once that's complete, by the circle with the check mark indication in green here, we move on to the Recipe Manager Plus server components. Here, for the SQL Administrator logon, you can use Windows Authentication or SQL Server Authentication. Down here for the application pool, again we select the username and password. Under our Orchestra Security Token, again the same username and password. And under execution mode, it's important to select the correct one. In the case of integrating with the Wonderware application server environment, we want to select the integrated with Wonderware application server radio button here. And since we don't really have a galaxy created just yet for event service, so we're going to leave this blank, and we're going to click on configure. Once the configuration process is complete and successful, just simply select close. And now we can open up the Recipe Manager web page. Now we can locate that web page by going to the Start menu, go to All Programs, and depending on what type of desktop that you have, you can just navigate to the Recipe Manager Plus folder and select Recipe Manager Plus, this particular web page. I'm opening it up in Chrome, and you just put in your username and password. And this is a recognized, authorized user on the system. In this case, this is the username that I use to install the software. And put in the password, select Login, and it brings you into the initial screen for the Recipe Manager Plus. And here you could begin the process of beginning the configuration for your recipes, your recipe templates, and your formulas. Thank you for watching, and have an awesome day.